How's everybody doing? As always, I want you to tap in. Let me know where you're coming from. Um, as always, hi, hey, hello, hi. As always, please share the live. Please like it. Likes are free. Shares are free. If you've ever heard me say anything that you feel like maybe somebody else should hear that too, it's probably worth sharing the live. So please and thank you, right? That's the way you can support creators like myself at all times for free and without putting in much effort, right? It's easy to support by sharing, by liking. The likes are free. You can tap the screen a million times if you want to, right? All of those things are important and helpful. Um, as always, I am Seisha. I am founder of Thick Thigh Yoga. Um, and you know, here is where we turn movement and mindfulness and into real conversations and tools for your own wellness and confidence. Right. So if you are into body positive yoga, hey, thank you for being here. If you're into body positive yoga, if you are looking for ways to expand your practice or learn your body better, you are in the right place, right? Your peace, your power, and your pleasure deserve space. And I am here to help you find that. So, hey, as always, please drop it in the chat. Where are you coming from? Where are you watching from? I'd love to know where you're tapping in from here. I know we've got New York in the house. Hey. I see a couple different people. Hey. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from, where brought you here. Um, Especially if you've been here for a long time or if you're brand new to it, regardless, right? What brought you here? I'd love to know. And today we are chatting about building routines for your confidence, right? So building habits that boost your confidence. I know the routine part is honestly like the hardest part. It's one thing to just like, oh, say I'm going to do something, you get dressed up good one time, you make some plans, you go out. All of those things are normal. All of those things are like either, I mean, you might be like, oh, I don't ever want to go out, and that is against my confidence. I feel that too. But you also might feel like, yeah, I definitely feel confident when I'm dressed up, when my hair is done, when my nails are done, right? Like, oh, those are normal feelings, right? You can put a heart if you feel like, yes, that is definitely like me. That's what I face. That's what I feel. Yep, we got some hearts in the chat. Perfect. Thank you. Right. So um and remember it, like, please share, please like. Those likes and those shares are free to you and are very helpful to me. um so right, I want you to stay for this live. I want you to watch if you are looking to build habits that actually make you feel more confident, right? Not just look like it, not just fake it for a moment, right? That actually make you feel that way. So the very, very first thing, hey, the very, very first thing that I want to touch on here is like, of course, like I'm biased, right? I'm biased to the yoga. So my first suggestion is always going to be yoga. It's always going to be movement. It's always going to be finding your personal practice. Thank you for the likes. Thank you so much for being here. Right? It's always going to be move your body intentionally, right? So growing up plus size, I know that we were taught basically to hate our bodies, right? We were taught, oh, your body shouldn't look like this. This is bad. This is a problem. Okay, fine. So from there, all we did was do stuff to punish our bodies, which is why we don't gravitate to working out, to going to the gym, to going to yoga classes. Like, we don't gravitate to these spaces because it doesn't feel like they were meant for us. Now, with that said, right, we can acknowledge it, we can open up about it, and we can say, all right, well, unfortunately, that was the way it was taught. But honestly, I feel really good when I move my body, right? And we know this. We know this from doing the things. When we do them, we feel better. When we actually show up on the mat, when we actually continue our practice, when we actually meal prep so we're not hungry in the middle of the day, when we actually, do the things that we said we were going to do, it works out very, very well, right? Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. I appreciate you. Um, right. So Knowing that and taking that time to say, okay, well, I want to feel better. Thank you, Jordan, for the gifts. I missed somebody. I'm so sorry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But right, we do know that like the output is there. The same, the just think about like cleaning your house. I've been using this example like all week and having this conversation. That's part of the reason why this is the topic of the live, right? But think about cleaning your house. I know there are people that definitely like find joy in it being clean, but and maybe the process feels very therapeutic for you. Thank you, day one. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the new follows. Welcome, welcome. Hi. Please share, please like. Um, so we are used to having to clean. We have to clean up. If you don't clean up, it's just going to be messy. It's just going to be dirty. And this is New York. This could be dangerous, right? Not to clean up. And so we know that. We know that that's something that we have to do. And it's the same thing for ourselves. We have to um, maintain a certain practice. We have to continue with doing what we're doing. We have to participate in our life in a certain way. Thank you so much. Right. And like that's it. If we don't, then things fall apart. Right. When you skip your yoga class, when you skip your morning coffee, when you do those things, like you are falling off. It feels like you're falling off. And that makes your body uncomfortable, makes your brain uncomfortable. If we have the opportunity to really take that chance and like support ourselves by doing things, then we should do them. And that's far easier said than done. Far easier said than done. And something that's going to help with that as a process, right, is speaking to yourself kindly. Hey, thank you for being here. Speaking to yourself kindly behind closed doors, in front of other people, all the things. We beat ourselves up so much that it's like, all right, well, this is what I deserve. I deserve to be spoken to this way. You don't. This is how we end up accepting things from other people as far as like their behavior and the way they speak to us. We don't deserve that kind of behavior. We don't deserve that kind of speak. But if you can speak to yourself more kindly, right, then that allows you to remember what that feels like and acknowledge when it doesn't feel like that when somebody speaks to you negatively. That's really it, right? If you are not interested in being disrespected, being spoken to poorly, then don't speak to yourself that way. That is super important. Hey, hi guys, thank you for being here. Um, I um Thank you, clearly. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Um, right? And so keeping your promises to yourself, keeping yourself on track, keeping yourself in a positive space, that is going to allow you to more and more as the days go by, feel more confident, own that confidence, feel more positive about the way you're speaking about yourself and about the experience that you're having. Like all that is super important. um Confidence is built when isn't built, I should say, when things are easy, right? It's actually built when things are hard, and it comes through when things are hard, when things are difficult, when you are challenged. That is where it makes the most sense. That's why I said, like, if you really only feel confident when you're dressed up, when you're headed out, when you've done all the makeup, you've put the stuff on, whatever it is that make you look certain ways, snatched and whatever, right? If that's the only time that you feel confident, that's not really confidence. And there's nothing wrong with that being a part of the way you feel confident. That's not what I'm saying. Because sure, definitely feel more confident when I'm dressed nicely, when I feel, when I receive positive attention. Sure, that definitely boosts my confidence. But if I don't feel confident at all in other situations, then it's pointless. Um, and that's kind of my point here, right? Hey, so if you can feel confident in those spaces where things are tough, things are difficult, things are hard, where you are not um, in just a space of the most ease, right? If you can still feel confident in those moments, you can move forward accordingly, right? You can build a space where you feel better, where you feel stronger, where your everyday is confidence. So, when you have confidence, you speak up, right? You say no. You wear what you want to wear. You move the way you want to move, right? You go after the opportunities that are in front of you. And then you leave those negative situations. And that's something that, I spoke about it yesterday. And like it continues to be true. When you are not confident in yourself and in your situations and in what you've got going on, you will accept far less than what you would rather receive. Um, and this is I feel like personal credit to me. I've been in spaces where I feel like people that I know would not be confident in other spaces. I feel like at least I've created a safe enough space for them to feel like they could speak to me in a way that says, like, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't like this. Now, all we need to do is transfer that other places. Right? Take that with you. Find ways to say, all right, well, you know what? I need to be able to apply those feelings and those thoughts in other spaces as well, in all the places that make sense for me and in the needs that I have so that my needs can be met. You deserve for your needs to be met. You are the best advocate for that. If you can't advocate for your needs being met, who else is going to? Especially because who knows what those needs are? If you don't say anything, if you don't talk about it, who knows what those needs are? How can anybody meet them? Right. But if you feel confident in yourself, if you feel more comfortable in yourself and the way you move and the things you have to say, yeah, you're going to find the confidence to speak up about what it is you actually desire, what you want, um, the ways that you would like to operate yourself, right? These habits also give you a baseline so you can bounce back faster, right? Because I want it to be clear, no one is confident all the time. No one is 100% confident. And honestly, the people that you see, if you see them like that and they never waver, there's nothing ever, and especially if you know them well, right? Like if you don't really know them, it's not a thing. But somebody you know and you see all the time and they've never wavered in it, they're just lying. Even me, if you feel like that's what you've seen from me, then I just feel like you haven't seen enough because I'm pretty transparent about what it is that I feel like, oh yeah, this is happening and this this is a problem, this is how I feel, all those things. Like I try to be really real about it. um Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the likes. Remember, likes and shares are free. Please share with anybody that you feel is could benefit from this. Thank you so much, Jordan. um right, so those habits, if you have those habits, if you have those feelings regularly, if you feel confident regularly, if your baseline is comfortable, confident in yourself, solid in your decisions, when things feel off, they will feel off, right? The problem with us when we go off into other spaces and we accept things that we don't deserve to accept, all that is because in that time we were like, oh well, this is enough, this is okay. And so now we get upset that, like, eventually, right? We get upset, like, oh, yeah, this really, my boundaries were pushed and this, that, and the other. You push your boundaries, right? If you didn't push your boundaries, if you didn't allow that to happen, if you didn't put yourself in that space, you would not be so upset. You wouldn't be so bothered. You wouldn't be in a space where you feel like, oh, well, this is uncomfortable and I hate this. And now you got to crash out. You didn't have to crash out. You could have stopped it 10 steps ago. And if you felt more confident in yourself, you would have. Baby J, thank you, girl. Um, so I appreciate the gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Oh wow, that went up really fast. So we're at we're already at 500 on TikTok. Thank you so much. Um, so I want you to feel like there's a space for you. And I think that that's something that people just kind of come to. They're like, "Oh yeah, I was never meant to feel like this. I was never meant to look this way. I was never meant to come across this way." And that's just not true. If you want to increase your confidence, you have the ability to. And that is important for you to take charge of. You have the opportunity to do this. You can take charge of it. You can make space in your life. You are allowed to change tomorrow, today, even. It's not the end of the day yet, right? You are allowed to have that space. And honestly, the future you have to figure out, does she or he deserve that? I think so. And this is the point where, like, if you don't bother to do that, right, if you don't bother to take that time for yourself, where can it go? Where can it be? You can't change anything. um I'll come back to that in just a second. But yes. Right. So right now, actually, I this is a decent segue, right? So Jordan's asking me, do you have beginner yoga full workout videos? I have videos on YouTube. I have 30-minute videos. I have beginner start on the floor videos, and I even have a beginner program that I started last weekend, right? And in that program, we're starting again on the floor. We started very basic. You're not in it live, that's okay. You can still join the program in the playback phase. Potterhead, thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate you, right? But check out my YouTube channel. It is Thick Thigh Yoga. That I don't hide myself. There's no numbers, there's no anything. If somebody approaches you or messages you with my name but with numbers on it, that's not me. It's a lie. Okay. Um, but yes, right. So I have those videos, I have those options, and I have one-on-one sessions. Mimi Marie, thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate you. Right. Oh, and we're at 1,000 likes on TikTok. Yay. Y'all real ones. So, right. So, the habits that you build. If you build a habit by going to my YouTube video, which I tell people all the time, if you're like, you don't really know where to start, you can't last an hour long in a class, start right there. It's a very beginner friendly 30 minutes or less of practice. And again, you start on the floor, you do what you can do, you build up your practice. There's a lot of modifications, there's a lot of options. I believe in access. I was a special ed teacher for 9 years. I believe in access. I believe in finding ways that it makes sense for your body, right? And I have the confidence in knowing that I can make that happen because I've had so much practice doing this. Hey, darling, how are you? Thank you for being here. So right, I want you to find that practice. I want you to find a way that it makes sense for you, right? Like, so move again, let's go back, right? Moving your body intentionally. Alicia, thank you so much for the gifts. Um, I definitely need some confidence being a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, it's hard when you're home all the time. It is really hard. That's exactly why the pandemic was hard for everybody. Oh, Brianna, thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate you so much. Like moving your body intentionally, speaking to yourself kindly, and keeping your promises, keeping your consistency. Those are the things that will help you build this space, build this mental space, build your physical practice. Right, because I recently had a coaching call with a client, right? So um I also do private coaching on confidence and self-care, right? Teaching people to love themselves better in a way that actually makes sense for them. Baby J, hold on. I want to make sure this makes sense, right? I want to get into yoga as a dancer recovering from surgery. I've lost so much strength. I feel disconnected from my body. Yes, super common feeling. I'm not saying it's fun. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's very common. You are not alone in that thought, right? This is exactly why I have developed the practice that I've developed, why I talk to people and teach people the way that I teach them, why I teach for our bodies, right? Our bodies were not meant to feel confident according to what is presented in the capitalist country that we live in. That's just what it is. Right. So in a country where they want you to just buy all the stuff and spend all your money on products and fake look like this, when you really want to feel better, it's harder. When you really want to know better, it's harder. But that is worth the work. Hey, 1,500 likes. So, right, it is worth the work. It is worth it because it's the value is so much higher. Right. So as I was saying, right. So I was talking to one of my private coaching clients, just speaking about the way she feels about her body. And I asked her the question, what part of your body do you love? Right. Um, and she said her arms, because they're strong, not because they're skinny, not because she got these Michelle Obama arms, nothing. She said because they're strong, right? If you feel like parts of you are stronger, more capable, more able, more resilient, you will like them more, you will love them more, you will appreciate them more, right? That's just how that works. That's not my opinion. That's just true, right? If you feel like, yes, this is worth it, this has value, you're going to like it. And if you feel like it doesn't, then you won't, right? Like, oh no, this is always disappointing. I hate this so much. This doesn't look like this, doesn't feel like that. You're not gonna like it. It's not gonna feel as good. Thank you so much, Potterhead. Um, and so as we continue to reflect and learn our bodies and see things more, the more we learn ourselves, the better we learn ourselves, the stronger we feel, the more confident we can feel, the more confident we will feel about the things that we're doing, about the conversations we're having, about the way we're representing ourselves, all the things. I'm going back to some comments. Thank you so much for the comments, right? I would love to get on your FYPs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It took me years to get this big. It's going to take me time to slim down. Yes. And so here's the thing, too, right? I want to address that because that's always something that I talk about again with my clients, and we talk about on my page all the time with the content that I post. So your body's going to change, especially you said you're a stay-at-home mom, you had children. I say this with as much love as I can. Your 16-year-old body, that was for her. Today's body is a different body. The body that you would have if you ate super properly for yourself, appropriately, as far as like calories and macros and composition and all that stuff, is not going to be your 16-year-old body, not going to be your 18-year-old body, not going to be your pre-baby body. It's not. We grown. We deserve a grown woman body. We deserve a healthy grown woman body, but we deserve that space. Okay. Sometimes we're trying to get back to something that literally just don't exist no more. Like, and that's okay. It doesn't have to exist. You don't have to go back to that. I promise you, there's a beautiful person in front of you right now in the mirror anyway. It's just, it doesn't feel that way. Why? Because you don't feel confident in it, because you don't feel strong, because you don't feel the way you want to in this space. I got comments coming in on Instagram too. Hold on. 100% speaking, Potterhead. 100%. 100%. Ooh, girl, I got words. Speaking to yourself kindly. Every time I get frustrated with myself, I try to correct my brain. That's a beautiful practice, right? Try to correct the thoughts. Try to give yourself a space where you're like, I'm not speaking to myself like this. I just came out with a deck of affirmation cards that are specifically based on stress. When we are stressed, we speak to ourselves negatively. We feel negative. It's heavier. It's harder. All of those things happen. So I came out with the affirmation deck. It's only $11.11, right? Angel numbers, right? It's only $11 on my website on thickthightyoga.com. They're pretty. They're just good reminders, right? Good reminders for yourself. Just come back to and say, anytime I'm thinking like this, no, let me correct that. Let me repeat a mantra to myself. Let me say something to myself that feels better than this, because beating yourself up never worked. Absolutely never worked, right? Like, that's just something that does not work. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Thank you, Potterhead. Thank you, Alicia. That's something I've had to keep reminding myself. I have a woman's body now. Absolutely. Right. Appreciating the body that you have, the time that you have it. That's really it, right? When we're 65 and 70, it's still not going to be the same body. We have to respect that person too, that space too. Hey, Bo. My one of my former amazing clients is in the chat on Instagram as well, right? Facts, because if you don't find a way to love yourself, you will be stuck in a loop as you age, especially when menopause comes knocking, right? So we've been talking a lot about perimenopause and menopause. Baby J, thank you. Right, we've been talking about the ways that our bodies change, the way that if we don't love ourselves, if we don't find a space to express that love and feel that love and really like hone it in, right? Impact it, really make sure that it is solidified in our bodies. Yeah, it's just gonna be rough, right? Like, I hate this now, I'm gonna hate it tomorrow, I'm gonna hate it next week. None of that is helpful. None of that brings you to a space where you can actually grow, where you can feel confident, when you can feel comfortable, where like I was talking about a conversation. I was talking about it with a friend of mine, this memory of my college graduation. My cousin and I graduated from college in the same year. And if you've been around, you've seen her with me a million times. We graduated from college the same year, and she went to school down south. I went to school up here. But we were talking about someone attending our graduation party that it was like, not saying that anybody can wear what you want to wear. Let's make it clear. At all times, anybody can wear what you want to wear, do what you got to do. Some people don't like my body in crop tops. I clearly don't give a shit. Right? But if let's say like everybody's going out to dinner and you just feel like, I hate everything in my closet, I hate the way my body looks, I hate this, I hate that, so you dress in a way that feels like, okay, good, I'm gonna hide myself, I'm gonna put on this giant cape, I'm gonna dress like in all black, I'm gonna blend into the, or all white, I'll blend into the walls if I can. What color is the restaurant? It's green, I'm gonna wear green. Like, you try not to exist, right? um and that is rough, right? Like, so you're trying to not be perceived as much as possible, and you'll look like trash. You're gonna look like trash in those pictures. You're gonna hate them anyway. You'll be like, I did my best to blend into the wall, I still see me and I hate it. that that's how that works. It is never like, oh yeah, I really blended into that wall, that was good. No, not one time ever. Right? That's you, right? And so you know it. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. These are experiences. These are conversations that I've had. Right. So thinking about that as a space, like we were talking about, like our one person that was there, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't know why she was dressed like that. And I had this whole thing. I was like, well, maybe it's the religious thing because she's really religious and this and the other. I was like, no, no, no. I remember years before that she used to dress like this. This is a confidence thing, and I had to acknowledge it. And these are spaces where I will say this. This is my job, right? I'm at work right now. So I have these kind of conversations. I evaluate these things, especially based on the situation, on purpose. But other people are not evaluating you in that, other than knowing, like, if you're being uncomfortable, you're being weird because of how you feel in this outfit, because of how you feel being out with this group of people. Now, yeah, I'm judging you and I'm concerned because you're being weird, sis. And I love you. I love you and you're being weird. What's wrong with you? This is where the judgment comes from, versus like, if you get to be your confident self, you get to be comfortable in whatever you're comfortable in, you get to hold space for yourself in this way. Yeah, you could wear a burlap sack if you feel comfortable. If we're going to be joking and talking and drinking and eating and doing whatever the way you would normally, and it feels normal and it feels comfortable and it feels like, yeah, this is how she operates, none of that is going to be questioned. None of it. Now, if you actually have a burlap sack on, they might question you, and like a good friend should. Um, Baby J, I keep telling myself to be as nice to myself as I am to with others, but there's so much rewiring to do. Yes, that is a fact. It is so much easier to be nicer to other people than it is to yourself. Um, I like to have conversations with myself, and like I do my journals. I have my journals for confidence, for your own gratitude, right? And the the idea um that I can reflect and ask questions. One of the questions that I've been asking, and the kind of conversations I've been having with myself, especially like with dating and being single again, and this, that, and the other. Um, like, those are things that I've considered for myself. Like, which way do I want these questions answered? How do I want to feel? And a big, big factor. Oh, I feel like I have to sneeze. Sorry in advance. A big, big factor, a big question that, especially when it comes to like romantic things, but it is in this situation too, right? About like thinking about how you feel and how you talk to yourself. A big question for me is like, would I let my best friend accept this? Or any of my good friends? Would I let any of them accept this? The things that I have fought with them about, like, how dare you let him talk to you like this? Or don't, so you block him, right? If I feel that way about it for you, I should feel that way about it for me, right? If I let somebody talk down to you, including yourself, if I let somebody talk down to you, right? That, ah, okay, sorry. TikTok's asking me things. If I let myself be spoken to this way, if I let myself participate in conversation this way, it's going to be a problem. I'm not going to like it. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be upsetting. It's going to be bad. My day is going to be worse, right? So that goes right to your comment. I let my closet dictate the way my day will be, if that makes sense. Okay. And this is something that an exercise that I've done with my coaching clients as well. If you hate this shirt in your closet, every time you wear it, every time you put it on, you hate it. Every time you're like, this is a bad day. Every time this sucks, throw it away. Okay? Like, just get rid of it. Like, you don't need it. um, LV? I want to say LV. Thank you for the gift, LV. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, babe. But yeah, if you have something in your closet that you hate, if you just don't like it, thank you, Jamal. Right? If you don't appreciate the way it looks, if you never appreciate the way this looks on your body, especially if it's not a 5 pound goal, if it's like a 40 pound goal, just get rid of it. Like, it's not even gonna be a style anymore by the time you want to put this on again. Like, just let it go. Let it go. Don't let it hold you back. Okay? Let it go. Um, and then and honestly, that's the same for any of your clothes and any of your mindsets. And this is where we get to the space of speaking to ourselves better, coming up with better conversation, reflecting in ways that make us feel good, reflecting in ways that help us learn about ourselves and say, okay, so this is what I need to do more of, and this is what I need to do less of, right? How can I replace those thoughts? How can I rewire myself, right? Like I said, those mantra cards are a big thing. The journaling is a big thing because you get to have those conversations. If I wouldn't let my best friend, my closest people, especially if you have children, if I wouldn't let my daughter be spoken to like that or feel this way, why? Why would you? Why do you? You don't deserve that. And if you acknowledge it, if you accept that this is in fact a problem, then you get to make a decision about it. You get to make a change. You get to feel differently. You get to work that out separately and say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. Go me. Um, where do I find information on your self love coaching? So you can go to my website. Everything's on my website. Everything is at thickthightyoga.com. It's me. It's my face in a shirt like this and the logo. Everything is at thickthightyoga.com. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you can schedule a consultation call. As far as and there is a YouTube video on my channel as far as like speaking about what coaching is like, just giving you a little bit of an overview there. um and I I have a program going, like I said, for beginner yogis. If you want to do that, if you want to work with learn yoga and get more into your body physically, but if you want to do more in your confidence, in your situation, those are the conversations you need to be having, and one-on-one is the way to do it. Because I can give you general information and advice as much as possible, but you could watch that on YouTube as well. You could go back into my YouTube channel. I have these Thick Thigh Thursdays, what you're watching right now, I have these in a playlist. So if you're like, oh, I need to hear more about what Seisha said, I need to hear more about what's going on here. Do y'all hear the ice cream truck? It's mad loud. Anyway, if I need to go and hear more of this, and if you want the free resources, take the free resources. If you want one-on-one, if you want real results, let's talk one-on-one. And what time is it? Okay. So I want you to understand that, like, when to do it, right? So this is where those questions come into play, right? Like, so one question that I had from my story about the live on Instagram was, right, like, something that's difficult about building these habits and finding the space to be more confident is staying committed and having someone holding you accountable, right? So those are the things. If you can't hold yourself accountable because you're just not in that mental space yet, you do need to work with somebody. And maybe that somebody's not me. I would love for it to be me. I would love to work with y'all. I love my people. I love talking to y'all, in case you didn't notice, right? I really do. I love having these conversations. I love participating in it in this way because I want to have these connections. And I feel like the biggest problem is that we feel alone. So once we can have the real one-on-one conversation about literally your problems and how common they are, how often they pop up, yeah, you can find answers, you can find solutions. This is why we have these conversations. um but like, these are moments like, for you to notice when you're not quite in that space, right? So if you wake up and you immediately feel overwhelmed, yep, probably need to have more of a conversation, build something out. And remember, if you feel like you're not like prepared or ready emotionally to come one-on-one, face to face with it, like, seriously, this is what it's like talking to me, just so we're clear. But if you feel like um this is not it, like, maybe it's about getting the self-love journal. Hey, Ashley, right? Maybe it's about getting that journal, taking the time, reflecting on it for yourself. You can buy that digital if you're a iPad person, or whatever, right? If you can buy it in print. Also, all of that is through my website. They'll give you the options to reflect the way that you want to reflect. Yay, baby J, subscribed on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so, right, thank you. Yes, I'm going to therapy, but the self-love is in serious need of help. Yes, yes. um and thank you, Ashley. Ashley says it's amazing talking to her and just being next to her if you make it in person. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm honored for you to feel that way. And I like to be able to create this space. Somebody asked me very recently, like, what my purpose is. My purpose is to create space for women to love themselves all over the world. That's it. More space in your body, more space in your mind. That's it. That is my purpose. That's how I feel. um and like, if I died today, I don't want to. If I died today, I feel like I've already set enough stones in the ground to do that, and I am proud of myself for it. Right, I want to continue this. I want to create it. I want to help people, as many people as I possibly can. Right, so again, if you're waking up and you're immediately feeling overwhelmed, yeah, right, because the day didn't even happen yet and you're frustrated with it. What in your life is that crazy that the day didn't even happen yet and you're already frustrated with it, right? Thank you, Danny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. um right, when someone triggers you, and especially like one person that triggers you, like, for a lot of people, it's their mom. Sorry. um Sorry. Right, if there's one person that triggers you, sometimes it's that person. But if it's people can trigger you by the things that they say, and it's all the time, and it's, I hate talking to people because, and every time I post a picture or this and that, right, like, yeah, no, that's much more of an issue. And it's still an issue if it's one person, that's true, but that's more of a specific relationship thing versus your relationship with yourself. That being a thing, that being a part of the process. Like, this is where the problem is. Let's reflect inward. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the gifts. And we're at 3,000 likes on TikTok. Y'all are so great. um when Another time when you need to work on this confidence and make sure you maintain these routines is when you're preparing for something that is stretching you, is challenging you, right? A change in your life, a job interview, a first date, or like a new relationship being built. Trips, right? Like, if you're like, okay, I need to go do this, right? Some people, they want the vacation, they want to go on the girls trip, they want this, want to do that, and it's like, I'm not confident enough to wear that bathing suit or go out there with y'all. Nope, not doing it. So now I'm completely held back from living my life. What? Let it go. Don't do it. Right? Find a way to make that happen. And again, this is where you fix your mindset, you fix your physical practice, you fix the consistency, you find ways to be consistent. And as as that comment said, and the accountability of it. If you don't find yourself accountable, if you don't hold yourself accountable, find someone who will. Right? And maybe it's a coach like me, right? We can get into a program, or maybe it's a friend of yours. Maybe you feel like, can my friend get in this with me? Ask, right? Open up. Don't ask everybody. This isn't for everybody. This is not the kind of relationship that you have with everybody, but it is with specific people. Right. And then, even at that, if you know for yourself that, no, I don't feel like there's anybody, then one, again, there are coaches, there are people you can pay, there's somebody you can hire for that, because that's literally somebody's job. um and then two, think about why you have those type of limited relationships. Is it still a matter of, well, I limit myself because I feel like if I open up in certain ways, people will judge me, and then I don't want to hear that feedback, and so on and so forth, right? Like, it just kind of tumbles down in that space. um Beautiful loving. Oh, I came on a good topic, girl. I just had that trigger moment a few minutes ago. OMG. Yeah, right. So if people can just trigger you, like, you really need to acknowledge, like, well, okay, who's triggering me? Why? Keisha, thank you so much for the gifts. So literally cried in a yoga sesh on a girls trip because my thoughts were beating me down. Yes, yes. Hey, Nicoya. Hi, D. Thank you so much for the gifts, D. Nicoya, you follow me on Insta. I am here. I promise. I am here. And if anything, I feel like, I don't know. Listen, social media game, y'all. I don't even know what's going on. Either way, Thursdays I'm live on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I want to talk to you guys. I love creating this space, right? And um and yes, right? I love creating this space online, and Nicoya, I love creating the space in real life, right? Like on our retreats in our space. The next retreat just released last week, maybe it was a week before. Belize, we'll be in Belize in October for a week. That one is all inclusive. That one is it's at this gorgeous resort. If you saw my Instagram post, yay, thank you so much. Um right? Gorgeous retreat, gorgeous space. It's at Jade Jungle Resort. There's like the it's not marble, it's green. What is it? And I mean, yes, it's not jade though. Because jade would make sense. The color is jade, but it is a beautiful, beautiful space. You can check out my last Instagram post for it. I also posted on TikTok about it, a video from the resort when I was there last year. And then we're going back this year, but I'm bringing 12 girls with me. We're having a great time. We're swimming in the pools. We're walking through the jungle. We are getting in the very small, reasonable baby waterfalls, but we're getting in the waterfalls. We're seeing the things. We are participating. We are having fun. And I want you to be there. I want you to be a part of the experience. It is a great experience. It is so eye-opening and life-changing. The people that are scared to wear bathing suits are like, well, here I am. I'm out here. Seisha got her rolls out. Why not have my rolls out? And listen, I agree, right? Like these rolls, they're going to be out here. They're going to exist. I don't know what to tell you about it other than like, I am confident in the space. Why? Because I know my body is strong. Because I have developed a practice that moves regularly. This is what I do. And thank you for the gifts, Vibe and Vision. Um, Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am I need to have my rolls out. Exactly. Right. Listen, these rolls, like whatever. All we need is some butter. Like we good. It's cool. Uh and this is a space where if you can come to that space, like I had so many girls talk about the fact that like they weren't comfortable wearing bathing suits, or they always question themselves wearing bathing suits. And here they are with a bunch of people just out here not caring, having a good time, experiencing it. If you can go have the experience, have the conversations. And maybe it's again not a matter of going. If it's okay, you know what, I'm not quite there yet, I want to get to that space. That's why I have other programs. That's why I have coaching programs. That's why I have one-on-one programs. This is why I have journals. This is why I have the mantra cards. I have built in a lot of layers of ways for you to get to that space of saying like, okay, I want more for myself. I want more space for myself. I want to feel more confident. I want to love myself more. I want to feel more free. Right? There's a purpose behind, yeah, there's a purpose behind all the things that I do, because I want to offer a space that feels accessible to you. There's some people that jump right in the water head first and say, okay, Stacia, one-on-one, me and you, I need this 6 weeks. Let's do it. Right? Fine. Let's do it. I'm excited. But if you're like, no, you know what? I need to take a step back and I need to have a space like this. Great. Have that space. This is why I've created it. Nuevas, thank you for the new follow. Welcome. Baby J, free the rolls, free them, let them out, let them be, right? This is a part of my body. If I actively try to hate a part of my body all the time, I will be successful. If I actively try to love my body all the time, I will be successful. That's it. Right? So understanding the parts where where you need to participate and where you need to keep talking to yourself positively. Belize is on the website. If you're looking under retreats, hit retreats, Belize, the button for Belize is there. Okay, right? When you go to my website, it is literally thickthightyoga.com, retreats, classes, journals, shopping, right? Because the bathing suits for this year came out earlier, a few weeks ago as well. They're there, right? So hit retreats, there's a whole Belize button. And I want to say it says like, please believe me, or something like that, because I'm so cheesy. Um, I have to go back to work, but notifications on. Beautiful. I'd love to see you here more. And remember, all the playbacks are on YouTube. You're always so positive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right. So the playbacks are on YouTube. You can watch these Thick Thigh Thursdays on YouTube. They're in a playlist. It is very organized. And that's just because YouTube forces me to be so organized. So I appreciate that. Again, accountability. Sometimes it's not you, it's the systems. So having that system in place really works for me. They are there. You can hear more of me having these conversations with you guys. And you know that there's conversations to help shift your mindset, right? Um, because there are times when and as I said earlier in the live, right? There are times just when everybody, 100% of people, there's times when you don't feel super confident. There's times where it takes a hit because of whatever happening. Changes in your body are a big one. Changes in your hormones are a big one. As we get older, things happen. That happens for men and for women. Not just women, but this is who I speak to primarily, right? Those changes in your confidence, the changes in the way you feel about yourself, the way you look in certain things, changing how you feel about yourself. All of those things are real. All of those things are valid. And sometimes it's just a matter of the space that you inhabit. I had a conversation. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and they were like, "Yeah, like, you know, how supported do you feel by this, that, and the other?" Beautiful love, and thank you for the gifts. Um, it's like, how supported do you feel by people, or like, how often do you feel like you stand out? And I was like, honestly, I've really built a world for myself. I've really seriously built a world for myself where, like, honestly, like most of the people around me love me. Because I refuse to be around people who hate me. Like, go somewhere with that. Go be a hater. Feel free. Away from me. Um, go do that. Go feel how you want to feel. I am going to love myself, and I'm going to only truly accept and bring in and take in people who love me and love me fully. Right. Um, the idea that you're gonna half love me, you're gonna love me, but also hate me and be a hater behind my back. Like, who needs that in their life? I don't need that. And I refuse to be that person. If I feel like you don't belong in my life anymore, bye. You know why? Because again, I've built a world for myself. Oh, party time on Instagram. These new features. Anyway, um, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? Absolutely agree. And I appreciate you being here to agree and to have the conversation with me, right? Like, I was feeling not ready when I attended the Small Business Expo, right? Right. So it makes sense for you to not feel ready. There are things that you don't feel ready for, and that's okay if you are still willing to take the leap. The only way you can really do that is to feel like I'm going to be safe when I do it, which is part of the reason why when people say they don't know what to do with yoga, I'm like, I get it, right? You need to understand it, and you need to feel like you have a teacher that can appropriately accommodate for the way your body works, especially if you have injuries or things like that, right? Specifically, those are things that are important. But once you feel like, you know what, I think I will survive no matter what if I go do this thing, right? You can do the thing. You can survive it. It's okay. You'll be all right. You just have to actually feel secure enough, strong enough to take that step and put your feet down. When you don't, when you're like, nope, I think I'm gonna die. Actually, I think I won't survive. And it's like, all right, then you can't. You really can't. It really locks you up in fear. And that's not something that I feel like you deserve. I Oh, you felt better after you saw me. I appreciate that. I'm glad I got to give you that hug and we had that moment, right? Like, I am glad that people feel, and again, I think that speaks to what I said earlier. I'm not sure if you had hopped in yet. Like, I love that I get to create this space for people. I love that I get to be the person that offers that space. Um, I will say I've told you guys plenty of times like how much I credit my grandmother for being the root of my business, even before I put together that she was the root of my business. Because she was that. She was that for everybody. When she passed, I got all types of messages like, oh yeah, I remember sitting in the back of grandma's car and she would pick up my mom and the groceries and this and the other. Like she was so loving, she was so caring, she was everybody's grandma. And it's like I get to live that in a different way completely because I ain't got no kids. um but I get to live that in a different way, and I get to create this space for people that I see as sisters, the people that I see as family, chosen sisters. And I am glad to be able to hold this space and create this space for everyone that comes into my life meaningfully. um because that's even a thing. There are people that don't trust me, there are people that don't feel comfortable with me, mainly because they don't feel comfortable with themselves. That's it. I can own that and I can accept it and I can let them be. You don't have to feel comfortable with me. Go talk to somebody else. Ideally, you feel comfortable with them at least, right? I want you to be comfortable. I want you to feel confident. I want you to talk to people that really support you. And if you don't feel like that's me, great. Find the people that it is. And that's kind of my point. If you feel like it's no one, you need to hire somebody, right? You need to talk about this more. You need to figure that out. Baby J, my nervous system has me feeling like that. Yes, your nervous system, when you are in fight or flight mode, yep, I'm fighting and I'm flying. That's it. I'm running away or I'm putting up stone walls and punching it in the face. Like whatever it is, I'm not just sitting with it. I'm not just okay with it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you. Ooh, we're almost at 10,000 likes, y'all. Keep it going, please, and thank you. Right? So the idea that if you want to hold that space, if you want to feel more confident, you have the opportunity to do so, right? When you know you need to make a transition in your life, make that transition. You have the capability, you have the opportunity to do so. You might feel like, I just don't know how, and I just don't know what to do. This is exactly why, like I said, I offered the different levels. Thank you, beautiful Levin. Thank you, Say It Ain't So. I like your name a lot. That's cute. Um, right. So if it's maybe it's the lowest level affirmation cards. You just need to repeat this to yourself. Cool. Here's a bunch of things. It's 50 affirmation cards, right? It's worth the $11. Uh, so you are maybe that's it. That's your baseline. Get in there, say things to yourself, repeat, reflect, print them different places, put them up around your house, whatever it may be, right? Maybe it's a matter of taking that into journaling and taking more reflection time. Those are questions that I crafted myself. Those are questions that I've gone over. Um, and it's not the same as having a conversation with me, but it's honestly the closest thing you're going to get to it at that price range, especially, right? This is between you and the paper. What do you have to say? What is space that you can take up? Especially, I will say, journaling is really awesome if you feel like you're not ready to talk to a person, especially, this is not me trying to call out anybody, especially if you've lied to your therapist. If you've been in situations, hey, we make 10K. If you've been in situations where you're like, I'm absolutely holding things back from my therapist, I'm absolutely lying to my therapist, I know that, bring it to paper so that you don't have to do that. Be as honest as you can in that. And maybe it's like a voice note, maybe it's reflecting out loud. Hey, right? It's like it's a matter of finding the way to get to that reflection space for yourself. And maybe it's bigger than that, right? Maybe it is that we do our confidence coaching one-on-one, our personal development one-on-one. Chrissy, thank you so much for the gifts. And maybe it's a one-on-one program, maybe it's a retreat. I would love to have you on these retreats. I told you are um they are such a beautiful space that like everybody just feels so good about it. Everybody feels good. Everybody feels honored. Everybody feels like this is a space for me. I feel comfortable. I feel accepted. The only people who have not felt that way are people that actively othered themselves. And that's only happened once or twice in all of this time. And it's been years now, y'all. um, and so I love being able to hold that space and create it and really like hone it for my people. Cause like as soon as you book that trip, I'm telling you, like you one of my girls. Me and my girls, we about to do this. This is just what it is, right? And so I love being able to hold that space. And I think everybody deserves to feel that way about a space. It doesn't have to be mine. It doesn't have to be with me, but it's still true. You deserve it. You can create books journaling, right? Like you can fill it out, say everything you want to say. And maybe that means that now you found a new version of your voice. I keep saying I'm going to write my book. That'll come when it comes. As of now, the journaling, the journals, the questions, the reflections, I like being able to provide that space and offer that for people. And that is important to me. That is important that people have that space. Again, whether it's a matter of like getting your foot in the door, being able to start to open up, or like leading into bigger conversations, bigger spaces, bigger energy. Um, right? Coming to my classes, going to my programs, it's important to for you to find the space that makes sense, right? So, um remember, we're here to build confidence through our routines, through the things, hey, that really are impactful for us, that happen all the time, that are small, and use that in order to build our bigger things. We want to move our bodies intentionally, we want to speak to ourselves kindly, and we want to keep our consistency, keep the promises that you made to yourself. Breaking your own heart only makes things worse. um it is important to build that confidence when things are easy, so that they come through when things are difficult. When you have the confidence to speak up, to go, to do, you will do better. You will have more because you are willing and capable to do so, right? They help you bounce back after you feel the confidence hit, after you have that interaction with that person that gets on your nerves, after you are having the stress of, oh, I've got this presentation coming up, or I want to go for this job, but I'm nervous, right? When you build that confidence, you can get into those spaces a lot easier, a lot quicker, a lot more genuinely, right? Because then, yeah, this is real. I'm not faking it. I am living it. I am having it. That has value. Um, and when you are feeling like the opposite of all that, when you are feeling like, oh, I don't even want to open my eyes in the morning because then all the things are coming, right? It's like, no, let's do something about that. Let's actually learn to love ourselves more. Let's figure it out. Um, I, as we close here, if you missed anything, these Thick Thigh Thursdays are available on my YouTube channel for replays, right? If you just popped in on YouTube, I'm watching the numbers go up and down. If you just popped in on YouTube, the replay will be available in minutes. I had somebody tell me the other day, or a few weeks ago, I should say, Black people, we don't know what time it is. Um, that she watches them on Friday mornings, her and her daughter. She really lets them play on Friday mornings. And then her daughter has also listened, and they've had a lot of conversation about it. That makes me feel super honored. I'm glad to be able to hold that space. And I want you to be able to get that information as well. When you're not able to show up live, watch it, comment, say what you have to say, participate in the conversation. I would love to continue with you um, at a separate time. That is important to me, right? Remember, you're not behind. You just weren't ready before to be this person, to be the next version of yourself. You couldn't have been. You weren't them yet. Okay. Um, so I um, I would love for you to, like I said, continue the conversation. I would love to talk to you. And if you feel like it's time for you to join me, join me. And if it's not quite time for you to join me in person yet or one on one yet, check out the journals, check out the cards, check out the options, check out the coloring book. Even so, I didn't talk about that at all, but the coloring book, having different bodies doing yoga, it is definitely impactful. It is freeing to see representation of yourself. That's why a lot of you are here with me right now. That's why a lot of you are followers of me right now, right? So having the opportunity to take that representation, feel it, see it, be creative with it for yourself is a really, really low stakes way to have a high impact for yourself. Okay. And again, I'd love to talk to you more. You can go to thickthighyoga.com. Again, you'll see my face. It'll be me. There's the yoga, the retreats, the classes. I have events coming up in June as well. If you're here in New York, I am teaching a free solstice class on the 21st. So you can join us in Prospect Park. I am teaching another class in Brooklyn on the 28th, Be Well and Bloom. And the 29th, we're doing beach yoga on Far Rockaway Beach. It's been years since I've done it. Remember, I wasn't here the last few years. So if you can join me for any of those opportunities, I would love to have you. Okay. So again, you can go watch the YouTube replay now. And if